This is a quick video to introduce you to the idea of midpoints. It's an idea that we skipped in Chapter 1, but it's used a little bit in Section 5-1. So I want to talk about midpoints really quickly. What is the average of 20 and 40? Well, 20 is here, and 40 is here. And the average of 20 and 40 is you add them together and divide by 2. And so 60 over 2 is equal to 30. Okay. Now notice that 30 is right in the middle of 20 and 40. Okay, so you can think about, at least in one dimension, finding the midpoint as the same as finding the average, which helps us knowing that in the midpoint in one direction, you add up the coordinates and divide by 2. Okay, so for example, what is the coordinates of the midpoint of segment with endpoints of 3 and 5? It'd be 3 plus 5 divided by 2, which is 8 over 2, which is equal to 4. Okay, and 4 is right in the middle of 3 and 5. Now, that'll help us as we go into 2 dimensions, meaning x and y. What we'll do is we'll find the average of the x coordinates and the average of the y coordinates. Okay, so I know it looks a little scary as a formula, but all you're doing is you're averaging the x coordinates and averaging the y coordinates. Here's one quick example. The midpoint of the point -2, -2, and the point 4, 0. Okay, now this is x1 and y1, and this is x2 and y2. Okay, so I'll plug them in. I'll average the x's, -2 plus 4 over 2, and I'll average the y's, -2 plus 0 over 2. Now, -2 plus 4 is 2 over 2, which is equal to 1. And -2 plus 0 is -2 over 2. And -2 divided by 2 is 1. So the midpoint, or the point right in the middle of these 2 points, is the point 1, 1. I'm sorry, 1, -1. Okay? Okay, so again, what you do is you find the average of the x's and the average of the y's, and that'll give you the point right in the middle.